It's been in all the papers. Colorado a top state to do business. Colorado a magnet for entrepreneurs. Colorado a state that added some 70,000 jobs last year. Again and again, national magazines have named Colorado cities the best place to live, to work, to start a business, to raise a family. What you may not know is that Colorado cities and towns are hard at work creating these headlines by investing in the economic health of their community. 9 out of 10 Colorado municipalities invest in one or more programs that support or promote economic development. And it's working. Our economy is growing. The state's economic growth rate is the 4th fastest in the nation since the end of the Great Recession in 2010. The 2015 Colorado Municipal League State of Our Cities and Towns survey focused on the pivotal role municipal government plays in creating Colorado's economic success story. Municipal government is the level of government most involved in promoting a healthy business climate and quality jobs. The creation of primary jobs is at the core of economic development efforts. Primary jobs introduce dollars from outside the community into the local economy. Manufacturing, tourism, research, agricultural processing, energy, all create primary jobs. One leading industry that continues to expand and create high-paying primary jobs is technology. Colorado is home to 4 of the top 10 metro areas in the nation for high-tech startups. Income earned by employees in primary jobs circulates in the local economy to support jobs in retail, the professions, the service industry, and government. And municipal government is the basic building block of a community's economic health. To be effective in growing the economy, you need to start with a good plan. Planning a course for economic growth allows a municipality to focus on industries that play to the strengths of the local community. Bringing various elements of the community together to work as a team is the key to success.
We have some excellent partners. We have a strong chamber in the Grand Junction area. We have an economic development group that goes outside of Grand Junction to try to bring businesses in. We have a university, which is very important for economic development. We have the county, which is very involved with the Workforce Center. And we have an incubator here, which is the #1 incubator in the world. They won that recognition twice, and last year they won it again. So we have great partners, but the city has taken the lead on pulling those partners together to go out and do what we need to do to build our economy in Grand Junction. We have hired a vendor that will help us identify the clusters that we need in Grand Junction that really fit in our area. And the incubator grows a lot of business out there. In fact, they've created a lot of jobs that you don't always hear about, but are very important to Grand Junction, because those are people who live here, want to stay here, and develop their business right here. And if you can grow from the inside out, that's a big help.
Cities and towns have learned the most effective way to grow the economy is from within. Lend a helping hand to local startups or businesses considering expansion. Business incubators, economic gardening, small grant programs, all are aimed at proving how a little help can go a long way.
What we did was created a 2-track grant program. One track is aimed at businesses who purchase a piece of capital equipment and then can demonstrate that that's bringing new jobs to town. And then the other track is the site enhancement program, which is more of a traditional facade improvement or site enhancement program for businesses. Each program provides up to $10,000. We do like to see some matching funds put in there, and really aimed at helping our local businesses. We're all partners in the economy here, particularly being a sales tax driven community. We want to make sure that they succeed, because their success is our success and allows us to provide additional services. It's really aimed at growing our economy from within. This is designed for businesses that are here in town. We certainly do see the need to recruit as well, but the big bang for the buck that we see is working with the local businesses that are here, the jobs that are currently here, and helping to let them enhance their products and services. We're seeing some great results. We're 3 years into the program now, and the first year that you start the program, you see a little bit, and then all of a sudden after 3 years, cumulatively, when you're driving down the parkway, you're seeing some really enhanced buildings, and then we can point to new jobs that have specifically come out of this program.
1/3 of Colorado cities and towns are investing in services to small businesses and promoting entrepreneurship. 1/4 invest in programs that offer technical assistance to local business. Nurturing new business is an important program in many cities and towns. This is reflected in the fact that Colorado spawns far more new businesses than the national average. Supporting business incubators, transferring research from universities, providing local incentives. These initiatives play an important role in getting new entrepreneur enterprises off the ground. Tax and fee incentives to attract new business or expand existing business are listed as the most effective economic development tools by half of our cities and towns.
In Canyon City, until November of 2016, there would be no water tap fees, no permit fees, and no prepaid use tax for any project that starts and finishes before November of 2016. For a single-family residential home, we anticipate that that will be an $8,000 to $20,000 savings.
70% of all municipalities use sales tax rebates as business incentives, and 55% utilize fee waivers. Along with monetary incentives, many municipalities are also making their approval process easier to navigate. Streamlining the permitting process and other policy improvements are noted by 41% of municipalities as a tool that has encouraged business expansion. In other words, sending the message that it's easy to do business in our town. Municipalities have some effective tools to use in attracting new business and expanding existing business. Downtown development authorities, business improvement districts, and general improvement districts can be used to redevelop a commercial area. Although primarily a tool to eliminate blight conditions, urban renewal has a secondary benefit, often a dramatically effective benefit, of enhancing the economy. A case in point is the new Leprino Foods cheese facility in Greeley.
We had at this particular site an old sugar factory that had been here since the early 1900s, and that sugar factory had been abandoned and was just sitting here falling apart. We needed to have something here, and we were able through urban renewal to do tax increment financing, to renovate the site, take care of the brownfield situations that were here. There was a lot of millions of dollars worth of work that needed to be done to get the old sugar factory waste and the building torn down and all of those kinds of things. Leprino fortunately was willing to work with us and make that happen, but we needed the tax increment to be able to have the dollars available up front to get the work done. So through the ability of our staff and tax increment financing, we were able to set up a process in which Leprino would be able to spend and make the investment here. The overall project has been very, very beneficial. There's over 500, well, there's going to be 500 jobs. There's about 400 jobs here today. And the whole project supports the community and the agricultural nature of Greeley very, very well. Those jobs are so important to the community itself. You know, it's probably a 3 to maybe 4 multiplier of the number of jobs that are here, just because of the new housing, the construction, the restaurants, those kinds of things within the community itself, which it also is a multiplier because the ag community is so important to feed the raw product to this plant. So there's a lot more construction and activity going on in the county as a whole that also helps the city of Greeley.
The single largest economic development project underway in Colorado is the Fitzsimmons Medical Center complex in Aurora. The site of the former Fitzsimmons Army Medical Center is now home to the University of Colorado Hospital, Children's Hospital, the Anschutz Medical Campus, and soon the Veterans Administration Hospital. In addition is 250,000 square feet of bioscience research facilities.
Right now we estimate that there are about 20,000 people a day on that campus jobs. There are another 5,000 to 6,000 who are students. So it has had a huge impact. It's roughly 1 square mile for those who've never been there. And with a divider of Montview Avenue east-west, south of Montview is the hospital district, and north of Montview is the private sector district. Of course, we also have to talk about the area around Fitzsimmons, and the city has put in place an urban renewal district and has used urban renewal TIF money. Right now there's a 250-room Hyatt hotel with 30,000 square feet of conference space under construction. There are other hotels, there are office buildings, there are parking structures, and we constantly get inquiries about other projects just literally across the street on Colfax.
Only half completed, the Fitzsimmons campus will eventually be home to between 40,000 and 50,000 jobs. That huge number of on-campus jobs is fueling a surge in small business opportunities.
All of those people who work on the campus, they want to have lunch, they want to have a cup of coffee, they want an easy banking location, they want a dry cleaner, some of them want a liquor store. And to have that small business opportunity right there and really an audience that is looking for those services helps. And then, as I mentioned earlier, the redevelopment all up and down Colfax, our theater district has taken off. A lot of the people are from the Fitzsimmons campus.
The project benefits the region and the state. The economic impact of Fitzsimmons is estimated to rival the impact generated by Colorado's thriving ski industry. Beyond primary jobs, municipal investment in economic development spans a wide variety of programs, including tourism promotion, tax incentives, infrastructure improvements, partnerships in economic development councils, and local marketing campaigns. One economic stimulus that is growing in popularity is the staging of special events, traditional community celebrations, fun runs, bicycling tours, auto shows, music, beer, or wine festivals, food tastings, literally something to cater to everyone's taste. Towns like Estes Park have a full menu of events to choose from.
We've got a great variety of special events ranging from our rooftop rodeo that's been going on for I think 60, 70, 80 years. Our biggest event is the Scotch Highland Festival, the Longs Peak Festival. Last year we had over 40,000 people visit that. And then we have a lot of smaller ones in between, some that are world-class. We have a world-class wool market, dressage competitions, and then we have sled dog pulls in the wintertime, and snowshoe events, and climbing events. They're just a huge variety. Music events, a jazz festival. One of the fun ones recently is the Stanley Film Festival, which is turning into one of the premier horror film festivals in the country. And you can imagine the type of people who get the cowboys for the rodeo, and we have zombies looking for brains during Stanley Film Festival walking downtown. So it makes for a lot of diversity.
A good reason 2/3 of Colorado municipalities are hosting special events is not only the business it brings to a community, but it's fun for residents as well.
Our special events benefit everybody in town. There's the enjoyment of the citizens. It brings people into town. It benefits the lodging when people come and spend the night. Maybe they'll stay a little bit longer. They come to visit the park. They'll stay to go to the rodeo, or they'll stay to go to a film festival or a music event. And they shop. It helps with the vendors downtown, and obviously it helps with our sales tax too. Our sales tax is boosted well over $1 million that's specifically tied to special events.
When you attend a special event in your own community, you are supporting the local economy. Efforts to encourage spending dollars at home have been growing in recent years. 1 in 5 municipalities have conducted some form of Buy Local campaign in the last year. These campaigns encourage residents to spend their money at home to strengthen the local economy and benefit from the sales tax they pay by keeping those dollars in their own community. Buy Local became a mantra in Canyon City following the wildfire that closed the city-owned Royal Gorge attraction for several months, resulting in a potential loss of city sales tax revenue.
Obviously, we had a natural disaster, that Royal Gorge fire last year, which was really devastating to our community, and we really anticipated that our sales tax was going to drop tremendously, but we sent a call to action out to our citizens to shop locally, to dine out once a week more than they had been doing in the past, and I'm happy to say that they really did mobilize, and our sales tax revenues actually increased after the fire because our local citizens were shopping and dining locally, and I'm proud of that.
Attractive streetscaping, vibrant parks, active downtowns, engaged residents all illustrate important factors in attracting and retaining businesses needed for a healthy economy in any city or town. These are the same elements of a community that bring and keep the types of skilled and educated workers being sought by today's companies. Attractive cities and towns draw the attention of outsiders, instill community pride, and promote downtown business. Special lighting, sidewalk cafes, pedestrian-friendly intersections, wayfinding signs, trees, and flower boxes all can be a part of a community facelift.
We thought and we were hoping that it would help to stimulate economic growth downtown, because the businesses were starting to move away. The storefronts were getting emptier. We only had about 60% that were full. And we found that with doing this project, things have started to turn, and we are up to about 85% that are filled up. So it has turned out well. We're getting the results we'd like from it. It's a slow process, but things are moving. Businesses actually paid part of the cost of it based on the footage across the front of their establishments, and also they contribute monthly a small fee that goes for rehabilitation of it as things go. If a tree dies, something breaks, we have a fund set aside to make sure that it doesn't start to deteriorate in the future.
Efforts in streetscaping and special events led the city of Brush along a path of civic improvements and civic pride.
We always have been a community that comes together and works on solving good problems. As they say, we have an exclamation point behind our name, and that really at different times has turned out to be a good thing, because it shows that we do want to get going and get things proceeding and move along and grow.
It is the community teamwork ethic that moves a local economy forward. A good framework several municipalities are using is the Main Street program offered by the Colorado Department of Local Affairs. This program provides technical support for local efforts and improving the downtown business district by focusing on organization, promotion, design, and economic restructuring.
When we initially had the Main Street downtown assessment meeting, they were expecting a few people to show up, and it was something like 80 people showed up in this room, and it was just shocking. But that's the citizenry that we have here, who really want to be involved in everything we do. And I'd say when you talk about collaboration amongst groups, it's really through our citizens that we have that much collaboration. The Main Street program was really aimed at all of our businesses, and so that was attractive to us, as well as the structure that the Main Street program provides.
A new tool yielding much success is the state-sponsored Creative District certification. This designation recognizes the economic impact of the arts community.
The Creative District designation that we got last year has really redefined Ridgway in a way that hasn't happened since really its founding as a railroad town in the late 1800s. And it's meant a lot to the town as really a destination, and we're starting to get recognition around the state, and people coming here just because they've heard Ridgway is a cool little arts community, and that's really meant a lot to us. Driving through downtown, there's definitely been a revitalization at our little Sherbino Theater. John Billings Artworks, where he makes the Grammy Awards. There's just, if you walk around town, you'll see all sorts of examples of how creatives and artists and innovators are really making an impact on our downtown.
The southern Colorado city of Salida was the first community to receive the Creative District designation.
After being named Creative District, we sat down and tried to figure out what do we do now. And so we brought in a consultant, brought in the public, developed a strategic plan to figure out ways we could maintain and sustain what we have. And we've done a number of things. We've done Creative Mondays, which are classes free to the public, from anything from developing a business plan to Facebook to Pinterest to photography, business skills that we hope will help the businesses grow their businesses as the downtown grows. We have 21 plus artist-owned galleries in downtown Salida, which is unique. Most communities have galleries, but they're not owned by the artists or have the artists working in the galleries. The artists that have been here, a number of them have been here for many years. They've attracted new artists to town. That's attracted investment in our downtown. Buildings have been renovated, and even some of the new artists have been able to come in and purchase those buildings.
Among the goals of creative districts are to attract artists, attract visitors, revitalize communities, and strengthen a community's identity. 12 cities and towns host certified creative districts, with 9 candidate districts waiting in the wings. The success of municipal economic efforts is measured in how well the local economy is doing. We asked our cities and towns about their local economy, and the results are encouraging. Comparing the economy of 2014 with the previous year, 24% indicated their economy was about the same, but 45% were seeing the economy as somewhat better, and an incredible 17% much better. Among the larger cities, a staggering 94% reported a better or much better economy. CML's survey included municipalities ranging from the state's largest cities to some of Colorado's smallest.
I think of economic development as almost being like the heartbeat of a community. It's the basic thing that you monitor in a community for the vitality and health of a community, because it plays into so many parts of the community. You have to have good infrastructure to have good economy, but then as the economy comes back in, as the economic development occurs, it supports that infrastructure. So they go hand in glove together to work together. And it's not just economic growth, in that you really have to take a look at making sure that your existing businesses, that they have the atmosphere and the conditions in which they can strive, they can flourish. It goes to parks and rec, trails. All of that goes into what makes a community have a good economic atmosphere. Economic development doesn't matter whether you're a big community or a small community. It's still a vital part of every community, again, because it plays to so many parts of the community. It's the same items in every community. It's the infrastructure, it's the livability. All that comes into play whether it's big or small.
90% of municipalities are investing in economic development programs, and it's producing results. Businesses in Colorado are expanding. Businesses are moving into the state. Creative people are creating new businesses and new opportunities for Colorado's workforce. This is the story behind the headlines. Colorado cities and towns, the best place to live, to work, to start a business. It's our cities and towns working hard to improve the business climate and economic health of their communities.